The cost of IT in business can be staggering. From hardware and software expenses to services like internet and phone, you don't need to spend a fortune on IT to succeed. If your organization spends more than $500 monthly on any service, or you're considering signing a long-term contract, IT Enabled can help you manage your technology and minimize your costs. Contact us today to schedule a free consultation. IT Enabled, we're here to help.
Hi, I'm Tara Watson-Watkins, President and CEO of the Lufkin Angelina County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Connect podcast, connecting business to the community. Here today with my co-host, Blake Pollino of BP Media Group.
Welcome back to the show. This week we have the new Executive Director of the Angelina Arts Alliance, Jansen Davis, here to share his story and how he came to our town here in Lufkin and some plans for the future and what's happening right now at the Arts Alliance. Let's jump into that now.
Well, Jansen, we're thrilled to have you on our podcast. Welcome to the Connect. It's your first time on the podcast.
It is. Look, there's a lot of first times for me being new to Lufkin, so yeah.
That's okay. So for the listeners that have not had the opportunity to meet you, let's give a little bit about your background history and how you got over to Lufkin.
Well, okay, my background history is throughout my life either working to support the habit of getting involved in the arts, especially the theater and that sort of thing. But the last decade or so, I was able to serve with a large community theater company in Utah, just north of Salt Lake City, Utah, and serve as their executive director there. My wife and I found that we were becoming quickly empty nesters, and our kids were all over the country. So it was time maybe for us to go ahead and take a look and see what else is out there. So we looked at a number of different locations around the country, and up pops this opportunity in Lufkin, Texas. And we looked at each other and we said, where's Lufkin, Texas? And but as we looked at the program and what's going on down here, we got kind of excited to find out. Came down, met with the board, with the staff, and wow, what a community. The community here is fantastic. The people are fantastic, welcoming and excited about the arts, excited about culture and community, and it got us excited about it. So we said, yeah, we would be interested, and here we are. So
well, we're so excited that y'all are here.
Thank you.
His wife's name is Tara. She's a lovely human.
We've added to the Taras in the
We needed a few more Taras in town.
It's the craziest thing. You don't ever hear your name, and then all of a sudden there's like a whole handful of it.
It's true.
Yes.
It is true.
But we have just enjoyed getting to know both of you and look forward to getting to know you better. And she's an educator.
Yeah, she's teaching 8th grade there at Lufkin Middle School in the science department. So
that's great. So they both got plugged into the community.
You did really fast.
Quickly.
Yeah. And so how long have you been here in Lufkin? When did this happen?
We got here the 1st of August.
Okay.
So
perfect.
just a few months.
Awesome. Just enough to get a little bit of that summer heat.
Well, yeah, we got that whole month.
Yeah.
Of
just
the
to get
summer heat.
a little bit of that, right? Welcome.
Going, this is just not like it, like our normal summers. But it actually was okay for me because Utah's a little drier. So
that's great.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Well, as the new executive director of the Angelina Arts Alliance, you came into a season that had already been planned.
Yeah.
And we have had the Arts Alliance on numerous times over the years. But we'd love to talk about the Performing Arts series. You also run the Pines series as well. And so, we'd love to talk about what you've got going on this season and then where you see the future. So,
yeah. As you mentioned, the fact that it was already in place is really nice. That's a great blessing for me because it's given me time to kind of get into the whole swing of things. But they've selected some fantastic works this year, and as you all know, I mean, Angelina Arts Alliance is more about presenting, bringing performances to the area rather than creating those. We've got a lot of other really great organizations in the community that do the creative part. So we have a number of series that we do. We partner with Angelina College so that we bring performances to the Temple Theater there on campus. That's our Performing Arts series. And of course, Pines Presents downtown at the Pines Theater. We work with the city on that. And there's some great stuff. We started the season up at Temple with Roots and Boots.
It was a great show.
It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was.
Bring Sammy Kershaw and Colin Ray and Aaron Tippin in together, and it was a lot of fun.
You know, I had never seen Aaron Tippin perform. I had seen the other two perform.
Yeah.
And I'm now a fan of Aaron Tippin.
I loved him, and he was so good with the audience.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he came out and talked with everybody. It was really a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Were they that friendly to the staff and to people as they were on stage?
Yes.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. It is nice when that happens. You know, I mean, you get a mix of every performer.
Yeah,
you know,
you
it's
do.
a little bit different in personalities, but all three of those were really great.
That's great.
Yeah, and then coming up in that series, Amy Grant's coming in March. We got a tribute to Whitney Houston coming. And next month, we've got Andrew Lloyd Webber's Jesus Christ Superstar
That's right.
coming to town. And they're celebrating 50 years since
hard to
they
believe.
opened on Broadway. Is that not crazy?
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
And it's a different show. So if you're not familiar with it, I definitely encourage you to do your research before you show up.
Yeah, and I love that idea. I think this day and age, there is so much available to us online. Be an informed patron. Know what there is. Look at some of the new stuff you're not aware of. See if it's something that you like. That's
right.
a great idea.
Well, you know, it's not exactly what you think it's going to be.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
that's
you know,
true.
Do a little research.
And there's trailers out there for it as well.
That's
So you
right.
can go watch like a trailer for the show since it's traveling and
Yep.
give you a good idea of what you're in for.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
love that.
exactly right.
Very cool.
So in Pines Presents, we started off with T. Graham Brown, which was a great show. Just towards the end of October, we had a pair of musicians that were just incredible. It was an evening with Lucia and Leo. They've been around the world. They've worked with really some of the top names musically. They got together and met up and started pulling some things together. So there was music you would recognize, but with kind of their twist. It almost felt like that you were sitting in on like a jam session. It was really, really spectacular. Yeah, a lot of fun. So that let's see, coming up next November is Tito Puente Jr. and his
That's going to
live
be a
orchestra.
great show.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. He has really taken on his father's kind of mantle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun there. We've just got some really great, there's a really mix. Later on, we've got some like early rock and roll. We've got some classic soul. We've got Henry Mancini music. So there's going to be a real mix, and it's a little bit of something for everybody.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's good.
And so we hope that everybody will come out.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that there's some variety. So,
Yeah.
you know, if it's not your flavor at that show, then there will be something else that will
Exactly.
be. I absolutely
Exactly.
love that. So let's talk about some additional programs, some things that you have going on, the Discover Series.
Discovery
and School Time
series
Series.
and the School Time series, I really got excited about. The Discovery series is really designed for families.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a low cost opportunity to come to the theater with your family, and the performances are great. Illuminate was a lot of fun. We've got Drum Tao coming later in the season. That's going to bring taiko drums and dance and music from Japan. Again, check the videos out.
They're
That is a
phenomenal.
high
It's
energy
very cool.
energy show. And something called Artrageous that I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly what that experience is going to be. But it looks like a lot of fun. And so that's coming in the Discovery series. The School Time series is so cool. The idea of bringing elementary and secondary age students to the theater to be entertained, yes, but then to mix in with that the curriculum. So yes, literature, yes, music and dance, the arts, but sciences and social sciences, as well as history. And the kids come. One of the teachers said, "Yeah, the kids come. They're learning something. They don't even know they're learning it."
That's right.
And so I haven't seen one of these. I haven't experienced one, so I'm really excited to be
You're gonna
involved in
love
that.
it.
Some of those are performed at the Temple. Some of those are performed at the Pines. So it's a real mix. And work like this is made possible by incredible supporters. You got TLL Temple Foundation here. You got you've got Georgia Pacific. You've got Brookshire Brothers, and you've got Texas Timberjack, and
there's just so many
commission
individuals
for the,
as well.
Yeah, the Texas Commission for the Arts, as well as individuals and groups. There are just so many of them. And the cool thing about that is they're giving back to their community when they do this. And again, that whole community attitude was just something that excited us.
That's awesome. It's an incredible opportunity. If you've not taken your kids to this, and I think I've said this every single time we've had the Arts Alliance on the podcast, but for us to be a town the size that we are, to have entertainment options available like this is spectacular. We'll take our kids to some of these Discovery series and different events, and just anything that happens at the Temple Theater, and we'll send take a picture of it or post a picture of it. And we'll have friends who are not from Lufkin be like, "What is the Lufkin? Like, how do you have,
how did you get that?
How did you get that show? And what is the Temple like? It's a big place for a small town
space.
And beautiful facility. The same with the Pines, and it's so incredible to have those.
And I love the Pines. The Pines, oh my goodness, to take an old movie theater and renovate it and have the inspiration to do that, and then to fill it with live entertainment. We do the movie thing, which
tell us about that.
It's an old movie theater, so why not, right?
Yeah.
You get some classic movies in, and so they're movies that you may have seen, but it's been a long time since you've seen them on the big screen. So come down, get some popcorn, sit with friends, family, and have a good time. So Clue's coming up. Let's see, what else have we got coming up? We've got The Wiz coming up. We've got Preacher's Wife coming up, and then some real classics. We've got Maltese Falcon, and we've got Sunset Boulevard and Gilda, and then Hitchcock, which I'm excited about. I love Hitchcock.
I just love I love the way the pine smells. I think about when we were renovating it and it was hollow, and there was there were literally kiddie pools catching the water in the bottom, and to think what it came back to. But you think about the bones that are in that place and who has been in there and who's performed in there, since the 20s. And, it's been everything from a vaudeville house to holding a funeral to holding weddings. I mean, the structure of that has seen it all. And
it's, the acoustics in there are fantastic.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
And they are, and it's still a very intimate feeling, but not, it's still a large enough group that you can get a good sized group in there.
Right.
But like I said, that performance in October was just amazing.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool opportunity. I may have said this on the last podcast episode with this, but the classic movie series, I'm a big movie buff. Like, I love movies, like film. I love watching them. It's our industry.
Yeah.
But I can always remember certain times of being in movie theaters and experiencing certain movies as a kid, right? So these are cool experiences. I have two little ones. To get to take them to go see those movies in theaters again, like, that's a hard thing to do. So we went and saw Star Wars when those were, I think that was last year's Discovery series, and we took them to that, and that was cool because I got to go to the movie theater with my kids to see movies that I saw as a kid.
Yeah, streaming is fine.
Yeah, it is. It's
still
fine.
different. There's a much different experience
to be able to be there and the audience and be able to see that. So it's been worth it just for that, just to get to experience that with them. It's a really, really cool.
Oh, that's a great
cool
experience.
Do they still do the Polar Express with the kids at schools?
I don't. I'm not sure.
That's really cool.
Those are things I'm learning and trying to figure out what other things, because one of the cool things is that we're so connected too with all of the other organizations. You've got Lufkin Creative, and you've got all of these other organizations in the area that we're connected with, and we talk to, and we work together with different projects. And so, I'm learning all of that too.
I'm really impressed that that's the first one you didn't know about. You've been spouting enough dates. Like, I'm like, wow, I'm really impressed that
people by name
he knows all these. Like, that's
I have to do my homework.
Born and raised here, and you're farther ahead than I am right now. So that's awesome. So if people want to experience these events, if they want to come to these shows, if they want to come to the movies, where do they do that? How do they?
So tickets, information. Of course, we've got a website. The website is angelinaarts.org. They can call us. Now, this is the one I have to look at my cheat sheet because I can't remember the phone number.
633-5454.
There you go, 633-5454. Our office hours for the box office are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come on down. We're at 108 South 1st Street. That's across from the Pines, though. We get people that still try to go to the Pines to find us. It's across the street from the Pines, but we're close. And the staff is helpful. Everybody's willing to try to help out, give information that they need, whatever. But contact us. We're happy to tell you about what's going on.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
And a part of this organization. We look forward to your future with it. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast again this week. We truly appreciate your support. If you'll do us a favor and share the podcast with someone who might find this type of storytelling that we do every week interesting, and just helps grow the podcast and let more people listen to it. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.